Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud
and David Lauer
with the Rivals 3 episode 6 recap. Does this have a title or anything like that?
The Naked Truth.
Oh yeah, The Naked Truth. And what is that Naked Truth? Because I mean, we'll discuss it, but then why name it The Naked Truth? Because it lives and dies in the beginning of this episode. Basically, Ashley sleeping with Tony.
Yep.
Should we just cut through all this bar scene stuff? Like, nothing really happens besides the fact that sets up why they hook up that night, right?
And Devin and Camilla.
And Devin and Camilla?
Yep.
Devin and Camilla?
Devin and Camilla.
I don't remember that. Really?
Yeah. Devin says, he's like, I've literally never had a woman that I've ever sought after and not gotten.
Oh, yeah, shit, that's right.
They were seen in bed later that night.
Yeah, and
so they got together, and then obviously Ashley and Tony.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, at first I was like, "Well, that's crazy," but it's really not what the episode's about at all. It's just things that happen in the beginning.
Yeah, Corey and Cheyenne kind of flirted for a little bit.
Yeah, that's back on apparently.
Yeah. But basically, the end of the night, we see Tony and Ashley, Devin and Camilla, and then after that, it was pretty short. It was just like a couple minutes long, and then we just cut to the fourth challenge of the season, Lapse of Judgment.
Lapse of Judgment. Which is awesome. What would you say, like a mini final?
Yeah.
It is kind of cool that they have to go up that temple. Is it like a temple or something?
Yeah, and there's like, I don't know, like an 8-foot wall or 6-foot walls or something.
Yeah.
It's tough for them to climb over.
Wait a minute. I guess we should establish the reason why it lives and dies, going back to Ashley and sleeping with Tony, is Jamie doesn't really seem to care. I mean, he gets mad, but he's like, she's dead to me or something like that. But there's never a fight between the two. And it doesn't affect the politics.
They don't even talk to each other.
Yeah, or even brought up at all. I don't know. Did you feel any which way about it?
Not really. Jamie's just trying to like distance himself from it. And Ashley, she's kind of Ashley Trashly.
Trashly, yeah.
What do we expect?
Once again,
seems like a trashy girl.
She's gotten laid more than Simone to this day.
She's just lapping Simone again. and Cheyenne just came back in the house, making Simone the second hottest black girl.
Yeah, I guess. And then who else hooked up? Okay, Devin and then Camilla. I personally think that's crazy. I mean, I'm like, who is
Did you see
Devin?
that coming?
No,
I didn't see that coming.
And I feel like Camilla would just look down on him.
I feel like Camilla hasn't flirted at a bar in a long time.
So I guess it's significant to say, but again, Devin and Camilla being together, I forgot, because it has nothing to do with the rest of this episode. It's just in the beginning, and it happens. All right, so now, Lapse of Judgment, right?
Yep. And TJ is wearing a Muhammad Ali t-shirt.
Yeah, and I'm
Did you notice that?
Yeah, too soon, TJ. No. Obviously, he was alive and well, or not well, but he was alive.
At first I thought, like, whoa, did they Photoshop that on there? And I was like, no.
They tried to be significant.
Yeah.
No.
Like they re-recorded all the scenes.
Really?
TJ's little sound studio.
Okay, well.
But that just shows you how awesome Muhammad Ali is. Like, people wear his shirts all the time. Like, he's a badass.
Oh, for sure. He wanted Joe Frazier.
So basically, we just have a race. They have to do laps, and you get to checkpoints where you have to choose between two different choices of what you want to do. Would you rather?
Yeah. Okay, so nothing stood out too much. It was just interesting to see who chose what, basically, right? Because everyone, when it comes to, brains or balls, right?
Yep.
Everyone struggles with it and spits up, but nothing really stands out to me.
No, but it didn't seem like one was a better choice than the other.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have some notes pointing some people out, go ahead. But because I don't really remember too much.
Bananas and Sarah's ate the balls first. Everyone else seemed to pick brains.
That's right.
And it's just a montage of like everyone just gagging on everything.
Dude, like with classic music, right?
Yeah. So after they do that, like Vince and Jenna get first. And Jenna doesn't seem to eat any of it, but Vince just chows it down.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Wow.
Because Jenna's like, I don't think I can do it. And then it just looked like Vince did it all. Yep.
His brains, wow.
So Vince, he's good at eating stuff.
So if they do get to an actual final, we kept on saying, oh, Jenna's screwed. Vince will take care of it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. He's
All
like
right.
a mutter. You can clean up. Then like you have to take you start and you do the would you rather, and then you have to take that token, and then you go to the next box,
The token.
and then you do another would you rather. And this
Yep.
is a cycle. There's 5 laps, so you keep coming around.
All right. So with the brains and everyone did the brains.
Yeah, and the tokens are interesting, because after you eat the brains or the balls, you take the token, and whoever you have to take them along so you can put them on the hook at the end. So it's kind of like was it Fresh Meat? When you get to a checkpoint and you'd have like a puzzle, you have to take the flag.
Yeah, take the flag.
Yeah, and don't forget the flag.
Don't forget it.
So like that's kind of, and that comes into play later. So as they're eating, like Devin and Cheyenne, they were in last place. I really liked Devin before this episode, and then he came back, and like Tonus in this episode, I just can't even stand him already.
Really?
Yeah, he's just annoying.
So
like he can't eat.
Yeah.
Like, and he's sleeping with Camilla, which I
Hey,
don't know why I hate him for that, but he just seems smarter than that.
She was probably the hottest she's ever been in this episode. I mean, Ben.
It's kind of true.
Yeah. So
She's hotter this year than last year for sure.
thing is, I
which
didn't even
weird.
recognize Devin until he came back, and you don't recognize him now either. You're like, you're not the same, bro.
Yeah, he seemed cool, but like now he just seems like a douche.
It's like he came back to life, but he wasn't the same.
And he can't eat the brains. He just kind of sucks.
Yeah, holy shit, because he's possessed by a demon.
And the next one's where it kind of gets interesting, and it's called a reel it in. You have to either reel it in or rock it out. So you have to do the lasso, or you have to throw 5 rocks onto this platform with a rope on like the borders.
Yep. So basically, I think it was at this point, wasn't it Jamie and Kellyanne that got there first?
Yep, Jamie and Kellyanne.
Kicking ass. They choose the lasso. Everyone else, majority, does the rocks, right?
Yep. And everyone's pretty successful with the rocks.
Yes. Now you said I would have picked the rocks immediately, or what were you thinking? Because the lasso is very
I was
hard.
thinking lasso because I'm like, oh, you just have to get it once and then you drag it over. And I'm like, rocks, you got to do it 5 times.
That's true. Yeah.
But as we see, like Jamie and Kellyanne, they couldn't do the lasso at all. They were terrible at it, and they're like, oh, we picked this is the wrong choice. We can't do this. Jamie swinging the rope. Kellyanne doesn't seem to be doing much of anything.
Well, it's
Like, she's not... Did we even see her try?
no. In fact, she has a really bad mission because she starts to get like a panic attack and stuff, and you're like, what the fuck? But I also want to say is that lassoing, I feel like is such a very specific skill. You really have to kind of put in some practice to get it right. Plus, the rope that they were using was a very heavy rope. Typically, when I've actually been a ranch hand working on a ranch, and the rope that's usually used for lassoing to get cattle is a lot thinner than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it definitely was. Perhaps it would have worked had it been the actual lassoing rope. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But they probably made it the weighted stuff to make it more difficult,
yeah,
To add that, physical factor to it.
yeah. I mean, it was very heavy.
Jamie didn't have that upper body strength, apparently.
Oh, no.
But Kellyanne and Jamie, they did bad. Nate and Christina also did the lasso. Corey and Ashley did the lasso, and so did Wes and Nani.
Oh right, and Nani's just like I would have picked the rocks or something like that.
Yeah.
Did she say anything, saying like no, let's do the rocks? And Wes was like, fuck off. I've wanted to say this forever. I make the decisions. Was that there? Did Nani even say anything?
I didn't write that down.
Because if she's saying this in a confessional and not there, I hate that when people do that. Where they're like, I had a good
said,
feeling
yeah.
that we should do this, but my partner, well, if you say it out
should've
loud
stuck.
on camera, way better.
Yeah. I don't feel like they edited it out. I just feel like that never existed,
Okay.
So, no,
Sorry.
I'm reinforcing your point.
Oh,
I agree.
I'm just, stop me if I'm just ripping into Nani for no reason.
No, it's allowed. It's perfectly allowed. Corey and Ashley, they kicked ass at this. Corey just tosses it and gets it right away, and then he just muscles it across.
Yeah,
Corey looked great.
Oh,
Corey and
yes.
Ashley, they're great last week. This week, they're great again.
Mm-hmm. Our favorite team so far, right? Corey and Ashley.
Yeah.
And they're both
Definitely.
getting laid, man. Or at least,
Yeah.
Cheyenne's back for
Corey's probably gotten with Ashley too. Is Ashley on number 3 in the house? Do we
Shit.
really know?
Wow.
But no, it seems like Corey's probably staying eligible for Cheyenne.
Well, now that she's back.
Yep.
Yeah. He's like, oh shit.
And something's gonna happen like in this next episode, I think. Just because they're both crappy teams. One of them will probably go home.
All right, next.
The Vincent, Jenna, Camilla, and Tony, and Nicole and Dario all threw the rocks.
Yeah.
And Vincent, Jenna, they did pretty good. Camilla and Tony did good. Nicole and Dario. Everyone who did the rocks seemed to get it relatively quick.
Yep, the last one was the bad decision.
Soon then we get to lap 3, where Vince and Jenna are first. And they get up to that thing and it says, be sleepy or be tired.
Oh,
and so they have to carry a queen mattress up the wall or 5 tires.
Right.
And they choose the mattress. And that seemed logical to me. I'm like, it's one thing rather than 5 separate items.
Yeah. You said the mattress, and I was like, it's so awkward to move a mattress sometimes.
But I feel like you can drag it. You can just hold it on the top. I feel like you can totally drag that.
Right. And so Jenna and Vince...
if you 2-team it, you can walk side by side.
That's true. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm never having fun when I'm moving a mattress. It's always like, gotta get out of this fucking hellhole into another one. You know what I mean? Gotta hope my roommates aren't dicks. Oh, God. No.
I always like it. It's like a ritual.
New beginnings.
It's like I'm moving my bed.
I tried that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, yeah,
they
live in a
the
shitty
mattress. Basement. It sucks. Basically, and then a lot of the other teams, everyone else just picked the tires, and they're going for the tires, and they're like pushing them up, and they're rolling them along, and there's kind of just a montage of this going on for a while.
Yeah.
And then after you finish that, you get to a puzzle. It's build a house or a bridge.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So, and then puzzle pieces.
Tanagrams, yeah.
So, yeah, you choose that shape or that shape. What do you got written for that?
I mean, it was a pretty basic puzzle. It seemed like there was like 6 or 7 pieces. And they seemed pretty simple. Like, no team really had trouble with it.
Yeah. And I think it was split down the middle. Some houses, some bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seemed like more houses. But then Vince and Jenna get stopped by TJ. And turns out they took Dario and Nicole's mattress. So now they have to start that whole lap over with their own mattress.
Okay, but
so
I have a
basically
question.
Just get sent to last place.
But did Dario and Nicole choose to take the... Like, did they say, hey, our mattress is gone, we might as well take the tires? Because that was never brought up.
They should have shown that.
Yeah.
Like, why would... They should have acted that way.
Yeah, totally. We should have saw some sort of reaction to them because...
Maybe they didn't even notice. Maybe they're just going to grab the tires.
They just grabbed the tires?
Yeah.
It was interesting to make them go back and pull a mattress, but at the same time, I guess that's fair enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Okay, next.
Basically, like, during the puzzles, like, there's a team that emerges, and after that, after you pick, you end up with, Bananas and Sarah are number 1. And they're in first place now.
Yeah.
So after they finish that puzzle, they're in first. Sarah's the puzzle master, apparently, and Banana says, if he's Superman, puzzles are his kryptonite.
And I would agree. I have watched plenty of these seasons. Bananas has lost a lot of puzzle things.
He lost some Bloodlines on a puzzle.
Yeah. Gauntlet 3. I could go on.
Please do. Nicole and Dario, they did the bridge. Even Nicole did it really fast.
Yeah, that's
right.
And,
she just has a little camera time. And she says, we aren't just a team you sleep on.
Sometimes I let them sleep in. Oh my god. It's hot.
And that's kind of a saying, but also makes her sound kind of slutty.
Yeah. Both of them are. I'm surprised they haven't hooked up with anyone.
Yeah, because Dario and Kellyanne, that happened. But then nothing's happened since then.
Wait, what's going on with Nicole and Nate?
Yeah, whatever happened with that? Apparently that got dropped.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Did Nicole dump them?
They got dropped. They got cut. I don't know.
And then we cut to an interesting plot twist. Nate and Christina, they're walking around and they're acting nuts and they can't find their token.
Yeah. Nate's like, I can't find my token. And what the fuck happened with the Nicole and me, angle? Like, what happened to that storyline? He's pissed off. He's confused.
He lost his cookie.
Yeah.
He lost his coin. And he's freaking out. He's like, I can't find my coin. Your coin?
It was great. Producers were like, what are you doing?
He's
like, well, my
First
coin.
they were trying to figure out what a coin was. They're like, oh, the token. Okay. And then later be referred to a key.
Is that what Christina kept on saying?
Yeah.
My key is gone and shit like
That's
that.
That's what she said to TJ, and then TJ repeated key. So I was like, whoa, so TJ, we're making it official? Just call it a token. Just Keep it its same name.
Well, she was, but she was really kicking up some dirt about that, and justifiably so, because she was just like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is it gone, you know?
Yeah, they trekked all the way back. They're looking around, and it's not there. I feel like if they would have really, really searched, they could have found it.
But they only got up so high when you rewatch that.
Yeah.
And then when Camilla and Tony picked it up, they went even further. That's when they threw it. Because, all they did was...
they immediately turned around and started looking behind them when it was actually probably a little bit in front of them.
Because they were like, we know we didn't go beyond this wall.
Yeah.
And there was several other levels. That's when Camilla finally...
But I'm pretty sure we saw Camilla was right next to Nate and Christina.
When she first picked it up?
Yeah.
Right?
When she... Yeah. And also when she kind of tossed it down, there's another team right there.
This is a complaint while we were watching it. Lots of teams with the same color, which I hate.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
care
hard
for
to tell what team was what.
Yeah,
someone just had generic dark jerseys on. You couldn't see who they were.
I know. What
the next part they get to on this lap is this is the last lap too.
All right.
And it's eat the birthday cake or be in your birthday suit.
Yeah, get naked.
And Bananas and Sarah there at first. They get
And
there, and Sarah immediately wants to take her clothes off.
I do not care about my marriage back home. I am willing to get naked. That's what she should have said.
She immediately was like, I will take my clothes off.
She's a brand new goddamn bride. Like, if I was her husband, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's true. Have some modesty, Sarah.
Jesus Christ.
Come on, I'm trying to eat the cake.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, she's like, no. You know why? Because it reminds me of wedding cake. Alright, so anyways.
Maybe she's worried about her thighs getting any thicker.
She's like, I'd rather show them off.
Sarah's kind of rocking the mom bod, you know.
The mom bod.
I mean, she doesn't look like she's in that great shape. Like, she looked a lot better in Battle of Exes too.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
she did.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Let herself go since her victory, is what I'm saying.
Since her victory, since that W. You mean the wedding? She's like, no, not the fucking wedding, the win. We're like, we think you're not happy being married, Sarah. What makes you say that? Right, so anyways.
Yeah, and they're kind of just rocking their mom and dad bods, and then like Wes is saying, Bananas and Sarah look horrible. They look worse than they've ever looked, ever.
Wow, yeah. I mean, this is coming from the guy that looks like Dr. Manhattan when he's naked, just completely blinding white light just coming from him. I mean, you guy's a redhead, you can't, shouldn't throw stones or whatever.
But it's funny. Wes is really funny. He says, ugly, peeling, rotting bananas. Ugh.
Gross.
But you could say Bananas arguably does look better than Wes with his shirt off.
Like totally girlfriend. But you know what though? It is so... I mean, I know that Bananas doesn't like to eat shit, so I understood him skipping the cake, but it was interesting just to... I don't know. I'm personally not that bold to just get... Like, what would you have done?
I would have done the naked thing.
Yeah?
But I would have been, like, covering myself up, probably.
I would have, too. I take it back. I don't want to,
I would cover myself up.
I don't want to seem like some sort of prude, but... Well, I mean, I'm rocking a 220 right now, and it's not the greatest for television, especially MTV.
You're like Thomas, you're a dad bod?
If you want to get... Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. And I'm glad that he admitted it, because when I saw him back, he had the facial hair, and for some people, they grow the facial hair because they're kind of rocking a double chin just a little bit.
That's true.
I mean, I know
Are
you don't
you
do it.
implying something?
No, you don't do it.
I don't know.
I don't think you've ever had one, you skinny fuck.
I'm very insulted by you mentioning me. I think at one time I kind of did have a double chin.
Really?
I think so.
Man.
Oh, this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, but I was like, oh shit, Thomas looks like he put on a little bit of weight.
Yep, and then it was just kind of just like a little montage of all the different teams getting naked.
Too bad. In your notes, did you describe any of the bodies in particular? Because I'm like, I know that Kellyanne looked amazing.
Yeah. And I wanted... Who did I want to see? I wanted to see Amanda, but they didn't really give a good shot of her. But then Bananas later says, I saw you naked. You're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But like, we never really saw it on TV, so I was a little disappointed, because Amanda's super hot.
That's true. Oh, and then I wanted to throw in that I knew that Johnny, Riley, and Jessica were going to go home last episode, because I saw Nelson doing the naked mile or whatever. Yeah. So that was kind of weird because once
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems pretty obvious.
Because it was in the trailer, I think, and that stood out. I was like, why are people walking around naked? And that was the one guy I saw. I couldn't, look away.
You need to forget those instances, man. You can't dwell on that and remember it.
Oh, not
Just
Nelson.
let it flow.
He's there to stay.
Let those facts bounce off of your brain. Don't let them stick. Well, we'll get back to the challenge. Bananas and Sarah win. They get first place.
Yeah.
And then we get second, Nicole and Dario.
Right,
That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, they. I'm trying to think back.
But they're fast and athletic, I guess.
Yeah.
Nicole doesn't seem to really have any strength. She seems super skinny. But Dario seems pretty good at everything.
Yeah, he's game for shit. I mean, he didn't get too much camera time, but he did really well, and so did Nicole. So that's crazy.
Third is Thomas and Simone, which is a bit of a surprise.
Right.
Apparently they were fast.
Oh, and that sucks considering what happens at the end of the episode. That's really sucky, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And Bananas and Sarah winning. I mean, remember they've come a long way. That first episode, Bananas let her fall. The second episode, they came in second place, just rebuilding, and now they finally win. And that's interesting. It's totally building that relationship. All right.
Yeah. And then fourth, we have Nelson and Amanda. Which solid performance.
Yeah.
It seemed like pretty close with these teams. I don't feel like it was a big gap in time.
Yeah.
Maybe like within a minute or so of each other, but...
Yeah, like at what lap did Sarah and Bananas actually take the lead? It was kind of like...
It was like right after the third one.
Yeah,
I think Vince and Jenna were in the lead.
Kind of fluctuated.
Yeah, right after the puzzle, Sarah, the puzzle master, knocked it out.
Yeah.
Then we have Corey and Ashley in fifth.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's kind of low for them.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually top tier. But...
Yeah, but fifth, that's still solid. It's in the upper half.
All right.
Because there's 11 total. And then you have Devin and Cheyenne in sixth.
Well, they came back.
That was
second
respectable.
chance.
They were behind a ways.
Yeah. That's right.
Then I have Tony and Camilla, seventh. And then Vince and Jenna, eighth.
Oh, jeez, that's bad for them. Well, that was because
they had to go back. That's pretty damn good. They had to go back and do that lap over again. And they still beat Wes and Nani. They came in ninth. Like, come on, Wes and Nani.
How do we explain it necessarily? They picked the lasso?
Yep.
Well, I mean, where else? I mean, I know Wes was saying that Nani was barely eating. So
yeah, she didn't really eat anything. But I feel like they're just slow. Both of them seem slow, like running up that, trying to climb the wall. And like Nani later says, like, we need to prove ourselves in the challenges.
Not rely on politics.
Yeah, but I mean, their game doesn't look that solid right now. Ninth place.
Oh shit.
10th place is Kellyanne and Jamie, who got stuck in the lasso.
Oh right.
Yep. Yeah. And then 11th is Christina and Nate, who lost their token.
All three last place teams did the lasso. That's very telling.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
And Wes and Nani, they were the last team to finish because Kellyanne and Jamie, like, TJ just blew the whistle. He's like, all right, time's up. So apparently, like, Kellyanne just stopped running or something. Like, how did they not finish?
And she was having that stupid panic attack.
Yeah. I wonder if they just edited something out of, like, someone completely failing. They just said, time's up. So Kellyanne, I think she possibly did choke, and they tried to hide it and not really show it.
Shit. Fan favorite.
I thought they got off to an amazing start this race. They were really solid. And then they picked the lasso, and then after that, like, Kellyanne just gassed out.
Something's the matter with Kellyanne with her nerves, and Jamie, he's a little hard. It's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both off. They're off for some reason. Crazy. All right. Next.
Basically, he announces that Nate and Christina are in last because they didn't finish the race. Yeah. And Bananas is going to pick two teams to go into the jungle. And Kellyanne and Jamie were like the second to last worst team. So sometimes they throw in against the team going in, which is Christina and Nate. Sometimes it could be that team, but no one's voting for them. Then we basically just cut to the power team dinner, and we have Bananas and Sarah, and they talk about their past, and this is Rivals 3, and they're talking about their rivalry.
Yeah.
And we've seen this before. They've played these scenes multiple times. I feel like I've watched it a lot recently.
Yeah.
They keep replaying it. They kind of say the same stuff. I was just like, okay, we've seen it before, but it was just like another they had their dinner, so it was like another, and they had a dinner in another episode.
Oh yeah. They randomly got to go into the city.
Yeah.
And have that dinner, but that ended horrible because they were like, "Why are you guys rivals? Why do you guys hate each other again?" You know, it was the stupidest conversation. But okay, go.
We've seen that before.
Yeah. So now we're gonna see it, hopefully for the last time, because this is all about mending the bridge, right?
And they basically, Bananas did this ceremonious, like, pulling a knife out of his back, and then Sarah, she even says that it was cowardly what she said, and I disagree. I don't think it was a cowardly move at all. I think it was you wanted to vote out the team that was the strongest. It's the smartest thing to do in that. That's not cowardly. That's trying to win the game.
Yeah, that's Bananas has done.
And
that
somehow
to
Bananas has manipulated Sarah and gotten Sarah's crazy ass to like agree with Bananas. Like Bananas is completely mind controlling her. I feel like.
But yeah, like he really milked out how betrayed he feels.
Yeah,
but
he's making her care for him. Like,
oh shit.
He's making her beg for like, oh please like me. And Sarah needs to be a little like, hey, you don't like me, fuck off. I don't care.
That is a power move, dude.
Yeah.
To give him more leverage, where she's like, okay, well now he hates me, and yeah, that's very interesting. I'm sitting here saying like, okay, well perhaps we're done saying that like, oh, who betrayed who or whatever. But the truth is like, yeah, I am done talking about it because it seems to not even matter. Like I could only bring up the island so many times where I'm sick about talking about it, or I could mention all these other times like on Bloodlines and shit like that. It just doesn't seem to matter.
Yeah.
He's still gonna win. He's still gonna win over fans and challengers alike, right?
Yeah.
So now it's kind of sealed. They won. What's next?
Basically they start to talk about who they're gonna throw in, and some of the Are You the One cast members and teams start get thrown around, like Nelson and Amanda. They're still new. They were a replacement team.
They already fought, which I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, so they're getting thrown in again. Like, sorry, you're still rookies. We're throwing you in again. But it kind of makes sense because they're a good team and you would want to get rid of them. Like, they've looked like they're a solid team.
Right.
And also they're talking about either throwing in Devin or Wes because they're roommates.
Oh,
and they're both very influential.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, those two are living together. Like, I mean, that has huge potential of them starting something down the road.
But Bananas and Sarah, they talk to Nelson and Amanda, and they say they should throw in Tom and Simone, and Devin and Cheyenne. And, they kind of just got a little bit of dinner time with Bananas and Sarah, and then they just sent them on their way. They're like, okay, we're not going to vote for you again.
But, yeah, they made them almost like a deal, right?
Yeah,
like
they just agreed not to toss in Bananas and Sarah if they ever had the chance. Like, okay, yeah, we're not going to vote for you ever. Which is fine. They leave, and then we get Devin and Cheyenne. And this is where things get interesting. Bananas says, you're an intelligent dude. I see the Are You the One kids as sheep, and you're the shepherd. And then Devin immediately replies with, let's use the herd then. It was very witty. It was very smart.
Yeah, all of a sudden Devin is just like, pops up in my mind now. It's like someone maybe we should pay attention to. And it is interesting how, I mean, right, doesn't he say, like, the whole Wes and I thing, it's squashed?
Yep.
I mean, it's good. It's what I want. I want new players to come in. I want them to be making deals.
And they immediately say it. They're like, we're willing to make the mother of all deals.
Oh, yeah.
And then first they say, we won't send you in if we win. And then if we win and you lose, you can pick your competitors. And he's like, that was when he sweetened the pot. And then at the end, he says, consider my alliance with Wes squashed.
That's crazy.
So Devin is basically breaking free from Wes and joining Bananas.
But, like, I mean, that was just almost, I mean, it was a deal, right? But wasn't it mostly for Sarah and Bananas? Just almost like a huge, like, go on your back, show them your belly. Like, I am totally your bitch. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it kind of seemed like. I don't know.
They did everything that they could do to protect themselves.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily giving them any power. They gave them way more power, I felt. Just by even saying stuff like, the whole Wes and I thing, it's over, man. I just felt like a huge kind of I started to lose respect for it now that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And Cheyenne didn't say shit, though, did she? She's got no...
No.
Yeah.
She hasn't said anything.
Oh.
Banana says to Sarah, he's like, alright, after this deal they made with Devin, he's like, alright, It's like, I think I'm ready to make the first power move of the game, shake things up a bit. Because after they got Devin on their side, they're like, okay, we're going to go for Wes. And, like, what do you think of this? They've always had a rivalry. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Wes and Nany, though, they don't seem surprised by it at all.
No, but it's just still bizarre that Nany doesn't throw a fit. She kind of takes it on the chin, and it's very interesting to me. They really did just kind of roll with the punch, you know? Absolutely insane. I don't actually remember what was said during the dinner. Was there anything significant said?
Not really. It was just that. And then later, after the power couple dinner, we just get to Tom, and he's playing beer pong, and so is Vince. And they start yelling at each other, and, like, Tom has some shit. He's calling Vince some names. Called him... What did he call him? I don't remember.
I don't know. Running his mouth. But he was also saying... He was just saying, like, Vince... He's like, you never won a challenge on your season of Bloodlines.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was just like, you know, that's not completely insulting. He's not insulting, say, his blood. He's just saying, hey, you were a bad competitor last season. But he's not, like... I don't feel like Thomas is really doing anything dirty, you know? Low cuts, little, you know?
Yeah, and Tom just says him and Vince have never gotten along.
Right.
And, you know, he doesn't like Vince because Vince is a bully.
Yeah.
And Vince does kind of seem like a bully. He kind of seems like a douchebag bully type. So, I mean, I'm on Tom's side on this one. But Tom is acting kind of childish at the same time. He seemed kind of drunk and kind of stupid. And he seemed a little annoying. But
so you, if you were Vince, you would have came up there and checked him, put him in the clinch?
No.
No?
I would have ignored him.
Well, that's what fucking Vince did. He ran around the pool table.
He just showed he was an idiot. Like, Tom
table.
was calling him stupid, and then Vince immediately does something stupid.
And Vince is like, what do you mean?
He's like, yes, okay, I'll be stupid. Just tell me what to do. Like, that's all. It seemed like he talked him right into it.
So, runs around, grabs Thomas, and, like, kind of puts him in this clinch, puts him up against the table. He
kind of just pushes him a few steps back onto the table.
Has his fucking elbow near his chin or whatever, holding him down. Then he just lets him go, just to show his demonstrate his value.
Yeah.
You know?
He basically did a takedown like Brock Lesnar style. He's like, all right. He's like, I could have owned your ass.
The security shows up, and he's just like this fucking 40-year-old out of shape dude. He's like, security.
Wes had already gotten there and kind of broken it up first. Like, Wes and Camilla were there.
What was he gonna do with that security guy? Vince is this huge fucking pro athlete looking dude, you know, and security's like, it's a curdy.
And then after that, like, Vince starts getting yelled at from Bananas. Bananas like, hey, get down here. And Vince is like, no, I'm not coming down there. Yeah. And it's basically like he's in trouble. Vince is in trouble with his dad. And his dad's going to ground him.
Yeah, Vince is even saying, like,
no, Dad. Come to your room. Vince.
Right? And finally he's like, Vince, don't be an idiot. So Vince just smiles and he grabs his beer. He goes down there and Tom's like, yeah, go. And what does he say?
I don't remember what Tom says.
I don't know. But he's still running his mouth and shit, talking shit.
He's like, you got called down there. Basically.
I'm fine with it, by the way. I like this fight. So now Vince, Bananas talks to Vince, like, so what'd you do? He's like, I just kind of checked him. And Bananas like, what do you mean? He's like, I did this. And he puts it.
And then he kind of does it to Bananas, and then he's going to do it over a balcony.
Aren't they over the balcony?
That would have been funny when he just knocked Bananas over the balcony. And then, like, Tom and Bananas kind of just start yelling at each other. Like, Bananas gets up there and he starts saying... He just does... Bananas just starts doing that thing he does in every argument, where he just yells the word listen. He's like, listen. And Tom, he wouldn't have it. He was like, no, you listen. Shut the hell up. And then Tom just starts yelling at him. And, like, Bananas comes back. He's like, you're just playing a bitch game.
Yeah. That was the
because
main thing.
Because, like, Tom may have been instigating Vince. But you know what? That's... I don't know. If you don't like someone, you're going to say shit towards them, you know? And if someone's stupid enough to get themselves sent home, like, you can't ever be at fault for instigating it if someone's that dumb to do it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it a bitch game.
And, and I don't feel like Tom really did that much. He just called him, like, he yelled, Vince, you're a bitch, or something like that. Like, and that wasn't that, like, heinous of a crime where you'd have to, like, go after him.
Yeah.
But then basically we go to the nominations, and, at the beginning of the nominations, TJ says, all right, well, first he says, like, Bananas and Sarah, you guys killed it on the mission, you got first place. I didn't write that down, but that did happen. I was gonna probably just skip over that. But they do mention that they have footage that clearly shows a team tossing Christina and Nate's token. And that team will be automatically disqualified.
And put into the jungle in place of Nate and Christina. And, everyone's looking across the room and shit. Everyone suspects everything, right?
And then we cut to commercial, and then we come back, and then we see who it is. And it's Tony and Camilla.
Yes.
And they show the footage, and we see, they're by, the first wall, and Camilla, she jumps up, she picks up a token, starts carrying it. Mm-hmm. But Tony already had the token, so she just thought maybe he tossed it up there. She just grabbed it and didn't really think about it. And then she went up to the fourth wall, and then she ends up seeing that Tony has it when she helps him up.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, and then she takes it and she tosses it down off to the side. And Camilla, she starts freaking out at TJ.
With video evidence and everything, she's like, no, why am I getting in trouble?
She's like, I was doing it for my team. I was trying to find my token. They lost their token. And, yeah, they lost their token, but they did pick it up and they didn't move it.
Yeah. And, Camille keeps on saying, why is it my fault that they lost their token? Now, technically, Nate and Christina, remember, they were on the bottom level. They threw their token up because they're both very short. They had to help each other up. They didn't even see it when Camilla went up above there, grabbed the key, and took off. Yeah. So they were completely, that was not their fault at all. Camilla, on the other hand, she is just on the defensive. She's, again, super annoying this episode.
And keep in mind, basically, TJ doesn't describe this decision very well. He's because Camilla's freaking out, and TJ says the reason you're disqualified is because we asked 1,000 times, and she asked 1,000 times, and you looked at it and you threw it. You knew that you disrupted with it, and we asked, and you didn't fess up about it.
Oh, they're saying during the mission.
Yeah. Ooh. So. Because the producers were there and they were asking if anyone did it, and then right afterwards, TJ was talking to the group and he asked, "Did anyone take her token?" And Camilla, she never said anything. So this is kind of punishment for Camilla being a liar. Yeah. She knew she took it. Yeah. But she wouldn't fess up to it.
No.
And now they're punishing her for being a liar, and I'm okay with it. We need to shame lying. I don't like liars.
You know what else? What else they should do? If we're gonna get ethical on these goddamn decisions, these nominations, put in Vince because he laid a hand on Thomas. He should have to go into the jungle as well.
He needs to defend. Yeah.
Isn't that great? When you actually violate a rule, you put your ass in elimination no matter what. Let's get to that. Did they mention when Vince is let off the hook, basically? I'm gonna skip some. Never mind. We'll get to it chronologically. Continue.
Okay. But we're trying to figure out is Camille and Tony, are they disqualified because they interfered with the token or because they lied about it? We don't really know exactly which one they were disqualified for.
I think both.
I think it was just the interference, but then they seem to really be annoyed also by the fact that they lied about it.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to talk about the dynamic. There was another fishy thing that happened when Jen and Vince took the wrong mattress.
Okay.
They took Nicole and Dario's mattress. And they moved a mattress. But the mattress is not quite like the token because there's two different items, so they just had to carry the tires instead of the mattress. But
put them in elimination as well.
I don't know. Did they get disqualified? But they just had to start the lap over.
Right.
But the token, it did screw up the whole thing where they couldn't technically finish the race.
Well, they never found it.
Yeah.
They probably had to rewatch the tape. They're like, oh my god, it's back. It's still out there, guys.
And then basically, they kind of cut to Bananas back at the nominations, and Bananas is like, all right, we're going to throw in a team against this team, Tony and Camilla. And he said, hey, this is... whatever teams would go in, they're going to be, it's twice as hard of a opportunity. You might be going home because Tony and Camilla are a strong team. A lot better than Christina and Nate. So
for sure.
Whoever is getting sent in, they might lose for sure. And then Wes, they just cut to Wes, and he's just I hate Bananas.
His speeches.
His little speeches. I hate his little speeches. And Bananas just all of a sudden cuts to, and this person is still a spineless piece of shit. And he calls out Wes and says Wes's name.
Yeah.
And Bananas a low blow, no reason. Just say you have a rivalry with him and move on. But no, Bananas has to say some
What has Wes
Some
done this
insult.
season at all? You know, like it's just, and this isn't the first time that Bananas just like goes and
He
out
just
of his
gets,
way.
Yeah, he just gets vulgar for no reason, and it's like, dude, come on, be a gentleman. And Wes, he doesn't even react to it.
No,
He
but
no-sells it and just kind of walks away.
right. I feel like he's playing a more laid back game over the years. He wants to actually get other challengers to like him. That was his complete opposite way in his beginning years. He was just all about like, I'm gonna piss everyone off, and I'm Wes, you know, I'm gonna get camera time and shit. Now he's like, no, I gotta play it cool and shit. So, but the main thing that stood out to me was that Nany did not get mad. She didn't like. What happened?
She's used to getting like. She just knows Bananas. They're not friends anymore, basically. Like, for sure, it's
so
final.
After
right?
Bloodlines, it was just over with.
Like, but Nany doesn't even talk trash when she kind of should be. Like, he kind of ruined that friendship that they had. Didn't he?
Who did?
Bananas did. Like, they could have been friends. Nany and Bananas.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then they cut to Sarah. She sends in Simone and Tom because they're starting too much drama in the house lately.
Oh, right.
And then we kind of, after that, we just cut to Camilla and Tony outside, kind of yelling at each other. Camilla is just freaking out about this still. She's like, she doesn't want to go into elimination because she knows she's probably going to lose. Last time she lost because of Larissa, her cousin. So it really wasn't her fault.
Yeah, but I also felt like she just does not understand. I don't think she truly understands why she's going in. She does not agree with the decision at all. You know, she's like, I'm from another country.
But I do feel like TJ didn't describe it very well. Like, come on. He's kind of the referee in that situation. He needs to describe the rules and why it's a disqualification.
Yeah.
Like,
but
he's not very good on there.
What is she trying to say? She's going to leave or she's done or something like that? She was being really fucking...
Yeah, she was freaking out
pissed.
towards Nany. And, like, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm done. And then, like, Wes says something. He's like, hey, you're going to be fine. You're coming back. And Camilla's like, shut up. It's like, you've been wanting me to go home all along or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But, like, it was funny because when Nany's trying to calm Camilla down, I'm like, no, get her out of here. I forgot they're friends because they keep arguing with each other.
Yeah, they've been arguing a lot this season. Now they're friends, but they, like, hated each other, like, 2 episodes ago.
Okay, so then Camilla takes off. Oh, doesn't she kick some shit?
Yeah, she kicked... like a door open or a hamper. Maybe it's just like a hamper.
Oh, is that all? Oh,
yeah.
It looked cool.
It was kind of lame.
Cooler.
Yeah. And Wes and Nany, like, they start talking.
Yeah,
and Wes is like, this is like worst case scenario stuff right here.
Yeah.
Because Tony and Camilla are number 1. They're going in. And our number 2 is sketchy at best and needs some trust building. And obviously, I think he was talking about Devin. Yeah. And now Devin obviously is abandoned ship on Wes's team.
Oh, and that's when Nany's like, we gotta fucking stop with this whole political bullshit and just focus on the challenges. And I feel like that's mostly because Nany doesn't understand the political part. I mean, it should still exist, but she's also right where they have to just straight up perform.
Yeah, she's like, we can't be depending on anyone else in the house. We just need to compete and win. The only person I care about is you, and vice versa.
Which is so weird to hear because I'm not full on with this team because they haven't had a blowout, nor have they had that moment of just like, oh, we love each other.
Yeah,
they haven't had any.
They've been very professional and cordial. Like, Nany will check Wes, and Wes, like, he won't ever get upset at anything.
Yeah,
he just kind of takes Nany's. You know, when Nany gets mad, he lets her say her stuff.
But I feel like they have to have some sort of moment to unify them, otherwise they're screwed. Because you know, it's like you know, you hear about a couple where like, we've never fought, and like, oh, you guys are fucked because eventually you're gonna fight.
You do, you're not gonna know how to handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
See, you need to have. That's why I'm kind of worried.
Good fights out of the way.
Wes and Nany, I'm worried for you. You guys got to get it out because that's what Sarah Bananas did over dinner and leading up to that point. So
yeah, and I think Wes. I think he's right as a team that they do need to stay political and they need to work the numbers game. Because Wes and Nany, they showed in this challenge, they got like 9th place.
Yeah.
The next team was Kellyanne and Jamie, and they just blew the whistle on them. So, like, out of the teams that finished, Wes and Nany technically got last out of all the finishing teams. Like, they do need that political game. Because, like, Nany just wants to, we just need to show how good of competitors we are. Well, you guys aren't very good competitors. It doesn't look like it. No. They haven't really done anything this year to stand out. They're veterans, but...
They won their soap
there.
Heat.
Yeah.
They won their soap heat.
They had to grind on the soap bar.
Hot soap coming through.
Because, they're just not the strongest team and they're not the fastest.
No.
And they need to rely on their brains. And savvy veteran players like Wes and Nani, those savvy veterans, they use that political game to succeed. And there's nothing wrong with playing your strengths. And they're I feel like Wes is trying to play to his strength. And then that's kind of get some numbers on his side because he knows he's not the strongest team anymore. He loves the challenge, but, I don't know, at least... Because this mission was kind of like a little miniature final, where it was a race and there was a lot of endurance, and some puzzles and stuff. And you'd like to see a team succeed if you're going to be good in the final, and they just really didn't. So that was disappointing. After that, basically we cut to Thomas on the phone, and he's talking to his girlfriend, and apparently she's going to the emergency room. So that was some weird news.
Really short scene. There was
we just cut to nighttime. And they're like, all right, or we're going to the elimination. We're going to the jungle. So they, Camilla and Tony, the team that was disqualified, and they're heading in. Wes and Nani. And, Wes and Nani got thrown in, and we never saw any backlash of them, yelling at Bananas or being upset about that.
No.
They just kind of didn't acknowledge it. And they're like, yep, it was just a matter of who strikes first, Wes and Nani or Bananas and Sarah, and this time it was Bananas and Sarah because they had the first chance. It makes sense, I guess.
The other thing is, Nani was thrown in with Bananas by Sarah, so Nani's getting screwed over by Sarah again.
And she doesn't say anything.
And that was the other thing, she didn't yell, like we said, neither did Wes.
Wes and Nani are so laid back, and they're non-confrontational. They don't want to get into any kind of verbal scuffles with Bananas, at all. So they kind of just act like this.
I wanted
happen.
Something though.
They just don't even want to take the camera time. And usually Nani kind of jumps on these opportunities to yell and freak out. But this episode she's like, oh, Camilla's got it. She's going Camilla-nator mode. I'm just going to be quiet. Nani saw, this is Camilla's night. She's gonna be the actress tonight who's just gonna
she was about to yell. She's like, wait a minute, is this Tuesday? Oh, I'm sorry. I have Thursdays.
And Tom and Simone, they come down and
civilian
they're not
clothing.
even dressed. Civilian clothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, what's going on? And Tom's like, hey, we're not going to be competing. My girlfriend's having serious medical problems.
And TJ's
like, best if I go be on your side.
Girlfriend. That's what TJ says, right?
No?
Yeah. Actually, he's very, oh, well.
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly what you should do.
Yeah.
And really? But TJ hates quitters. And Tom was quitting. Come on. He's setting a bad example for his girlfriend. Maybe his girlfriend will quit on life, too. Come on. Tom needs to stick with it. But, we don't really know what, was going on.
No.
Maybe it was... But maybe she just got her appendix out, and she was fine. Or, if it was something serious, I guess. But, we'll never know.
Could you imagine if TJ said, all right, don't take care, see you never?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even like it when he said that. I'm like, imagine if that fucking... Oh, I think I made this joke already. Shit.
Oh, we'll hear it one more time.
Imagine if that plane goes down in the future, or a helicopter, for example. And then I'm like, oh, that's a dark joke, because the helicopter did crash later in that season. That's fucked up, man. No, I'm sure they got a replacement helicopter.
Yeah, but that poor pilot. Think of that pilot's family.
They just bring in a total new, they bring in Abram. Like, Abram, can you fly a fucking helicopter? He's like, absolutely not, but let's go.
Then we have Wes and Nani. We're still going to have an elimination, TJ says, and Wes and Nani have to draw skulls.
Yeah.
It's there's 4 skulls in there. One of them's black, the other ones are white. And, the odds are in their favor, so they go for it, and Wes, he pulls out the little toy skull.
Fucking annoying.
It sits on, the little wooden thing where it kind
of
just rocks there.
A little dirty wooden crate. Yeah. Come on, people.
Shouldn't they pull out, a medallion or something?
Something, yeah.
Come on, production.
And place it on something. Like a velvet pillow or something. Something.
Take, a trophy or a statue or something.
Yeah.
And, have a gold, not just, hunk of wood that has the number 3 on it, the tokens.
Or, stick it in the eyeballs of a giant skull. Could you imagine that? A skull for the eyeballs of a bigger skull? It'd be crazy. Or teeth. So, what were you thinking at this point? Because Nani pulls it out. But she pulls out.
Yeah.
It's all white.
Honestly, they both pick white ones. Do we really think they were going to have an elimination? Is it possible because Thomas and Simone went home that they put in all white skulls? They were not going to allow an elimination to happen between Camilla and Wes.
I think it was possible.
They wanted to delay it.
I think it was highly possible.
I definitely don't think there was a black skull in there. I think they rigged it.
And that kind of happened on Free
Agents.
Because
they knew there was a team going home, so they couldn't send another team home. Yeah. They've already tried to correct this mistake in the previous episode. And now we have another team leaving, not due to elimination, but to quitting. So that sucks. Like, I hate it. Like, I feel like if you leave early on a challenge, you shouldn't get a paycheck for appearing on there. You know? It's breach of contract.
Even,
you know, you agreed to come there.
His girlfriend's sick.
So...
But you know what, though? I'm surprised Simone didn't lose her shit. I mean, but to be honest with you, I guess she's only lost it with Ashley and Tony. That's the only people she's really pissed off directly. And I guess Tony and Ashley are like, can you believe this bitch? I know, right? And then they lock and start making out and shit. That's what drew them together, was their hatred of Simone.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simone, I guess she'll be missed. Not really. I don't know.
You know what I wanted?
You know, Ashley officially beat her in the race to sleep with the most guys. You know, she kind of lapped Simone.
I wanted that Simone and Ashley rivalry to really play
off,
or play out somehow. Because so that's disappointing. That's disappointing with Simone leaving, and then Thomas leaving after actually standing up to the Banana Brothers, you know, or the Banana family. You know what I mean? That was interesting.
Super Banana Brothers. Yeah. So like, it is a douchebag. Then we cut back to the house, and Wes, he makes a toast to Thomas, and you know, hey, we're gonna keep his family, Thomas and family, and his family, you know, in our prayers.
Right.
And then, you know, Wes and Bananas kind of have a little thing where he's like, hey, you actually how long has it been since your last elimination win?
Yeah.
And Wes is like, it's been many, many years.
He's like 8 years.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years. And he's like, this one counts.
Yeah, but I'm counting. I love that. See, again, Banana's just like going out of his way to just insult Wes. But Wes, again, playing it really cool.
He proves that he's a nice dude. Bananas is taking cheap shots. Wes is like, hey, we're just going to joke around and act nice towards you because I'm not going to buy into your games that you want to play.
I like that. I like that shit.
Yeah, Wes is being so much more mature, but they don't really acknowledge it in any way. We just see it.
So, is that the end of the episode?
Yeah, that's basically the end of the episode.
The episode was good. It was. It wasn't perfect, obviously, because we didn't have an elimination. But at the same time, it's like that. Like I'm now conditioned to not expect anything now. This whole season's just really been weird, where no one leaves, and you know, the fact that this mission was a mini final of sorts, and it had all those teams. I'm like, that's exactly how many teams we're gonna have in the actual final, because like producers don't want anyone to leave. They're just like, we love everyone here, you know.
It's gonna be an 8-team final.
Yeah, like they're like, okay, so and I bet everyone's gonna be in the final, and like everyone gets money except for like 6th and 7th place. You know what I mean? And then when the winners win, they're like, wait a minute, since we all got money, we got like $50,000, and we were promised way more than this. You know what I mean?
It's all just to get a few more episodes. They just don't want to send people home. They want to keep bringing people back.
So
they just want a longer season.
Another team left.
Yep.
And so I
didn't sucks that it wasn't an elimination. Because I would have liked to see Tony and Camilla like take out Thomas and Simone. I'm sure they could. That would have been nice to see that. And it would just see it end that way.
It would have been scary to see a Tony, Camilla versus Wes and Nany.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, they could have been taken out, right? By Tony and Camilla.
Yeah. Wes and Nany could have went home. And you know what? What about Thomas? Like, if you wanted to quit, why didn't you say, hey, I'm going to quit, but I'm still going to fight? You know?
Fight?
Yeah, maybe he goes in and he's like, I'm going to win. I'm going to send you home, and then I'm going to quit.
Oh, I thought...
Like, he'll win the belt, and then he'll drop the belt. It's like Hulk Hogan. Like, all right, I'll fight for it one last time.
Yeah,
and then the title goes vacant, he drops the belt, goes away.
I thought you meant, like, had he wants to go out in a fight. Like, he would have took on Vince and Banez at the same time.
Oh, that would have been
and
awesome.
They're like, get the fuck out. And he's like, yeah, I wanted to anyways. My girlfriend's sick. And they're like, oh my God, are you sure?
They're like, whoa, Carmarita's sick? And he's like, no, I have a different girlfriend now. We were just friends.
Oh man. You know what though? Let's be real here. Thomas gets that call, says, "Holy shit, I gotta leave." Producers get real slick, like, and this is fucking obvious. Get Steven in there.
Who's Steven?
His twin brother.
Yeah, come on.
Steven and,
that would have been great.
Simone.
Call him up on the phone and get him, hey, we're going to fly out.
Yeah, they're like, hey, grow out your facial hair, Steven. Yeah. And, you know.
Eat a few extra donuts, get that dad bod going like Thomas had going.
Yeah, get a little soft, and we wouldn't, we're not going to complain. Even if we know we're like, wait a minute.
I think I like Steven a little more than Tom, too.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Can you imagine that?
That'd be great. It would have been an awesome replacement. I was like, oh, it's a twin. Like, if Daria went down, like all of a sudden Raphael comes out, or Raphael.
Rafi. Yeah. Yeah, and then Steven comes in for Thomas, and Simone's like, this is gonna be weird, and Steven's like, no, he told me so much about you. I hope it wouldn't be so weird that you called me Thomas. It's kind of like Beer Fest when that twin came in. He's like, I was hoping you could call me Landfill.
Oh yeah.
And Thomas is like, hey Vince, I was hoping that you would tackle me to the table. He's like, this is weird.
I don't like you, okay? He's just basically being a stunt double.
He was like, no, that's great. I want you to not like me because you didn't like my brother, right? Well, call me Thomas. Yeah. Treat me like I called you a bitch.
This is a dude playing a dude.
Yeah, it's a dude playing a dude.
It was. I enjoyed the episode. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And Thomas is leaving. That sucks because I kind of like Tom. He's a cool guy. Mm-hmm. Simone, I didn't really care for you.
I just wanted her to play out. That's all.
She was intelligent when she would get into fights. Mm-hmm. Like she wasn't a stupid person. So I enjoyed her ability to talk trash in an intelligent manner. That was probably her best attribute. That's what she'll be known for. But in a little flirtation with Wes.
Yeah.
They got denied.
Shot down. Yeah.
But so long, and that's the episode.
Yeah, that's the episode. So subscribe, comment if you want to. Check out our channel. We have other seasons covered. Battle of the Exes 2, the Duel, the Gauntlet 1. What else have we got covered? Battle of Bloodlines. Rivals 1. Yeah, check all that shit out. It's on our channel. And this is Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud.
David Lauer.
Peace out.